Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. The next chapter is Babul Nadbi ila ityan as-salat wal ilmi wa nahwihima min al-ibadat bis sakinati wal waqar. So the chapter on the recommendation of coming to prayer and coming to seek knowledge, like a study circle or something like that, that is from the acts of worship. When you come to them, you come with tranquility and you come with sobriety or calmness. So when you're going to something, you do it in a calm manner. So the first Imam Nawawi, he puts a verse of the Quran. He says, قال الله تعالى ومن يعظم شعائر الله فإنها من تقوى القلوب. He says, and whoever glorifies the symbols of Allah, then that is indeed from the piety of the hearts. So this is very interesting, basically. So the chapter title is, when you're coming for prayer, you should come to prayer when you're in a state of calmness, you're in a state of tranquility, in a state of peace, rather than rushing and hurrying and all of that. And he says you do the same thing when it comes to when you're seeking knowledge, when you're going to like a Quran circle to recite Quran, or you're going to a place to study hadith, or you're going to a place to study some type of fiqh knowledge or something like that. There's a certain way in which you approach those things. And he said anything along those categories when it comes to ibadat, when it comes to acts of worship, or something that's Islamically recommended. And he begins the chapter with this verse. And he's saying that whoever shows respect and glorifies the signs of Allah. Now what are the signs of Allah? Or the symbols of Allah. The symbols of Allah refer to things that is connected to the religion. So for example, the Kaaba is a symbol of Allah. One of the reasons why we face in this direction is because we're facing towards the Kaaba. And the idea of having a Kaaba, like, when you're standing in front of the Kaaba, you're not supposed to do anything disrespectful. You don't like spit in front of you if you're standing in front of the Kaaba. Some scholars say, you're not supposed to sit down with your feet out like this, towards the Kaaba or something like that. There's a way in which you respect things which have a connection to Allah. So Imam Nawawi begins his chapter by saying this verse applies to anything that is a symbol of Allah. Prayer is a symbol of Allah. Going to a gathering which teaches Islamic knowledge is a symbol of Allah. The masjid is a symbol of Allah. So he's saying having respect for these things is very important. Part of the way you respect is you go peacefully, you go calmly. And subhanAllah, if you just think about what that does to people, everyone has respect for certain things in their life. When you put a priority for a respect of something that is connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you will find that it changes your behavior. Kind of like, like a mushaf, like a copy of the Quran. Many people ask me the question, can you put it on the floor? Or what do you do? It's in some cultures, if you drop it, what do they do in some cultures? They pick it up and they'll kiss it. Why are they doing that? And it's not a bid'ah unless you think it's like wajib or something like that. It's not a requirement, but it's a way of showing respect. Why do you kiss the Quran if you drop it on the floor? You're showing this copy of the Quran, not this one, but this copy of the Quran that you have in your hand, it's a symbol of Allah, it's connected to Allah. If you showed some level of accidental disrespect to it, you try to make up for that. So you're showing that, hey, this is connected, not because you believe that the paper is special. Having this type of respect in a shameless society that we live in, changes your mentality. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us people of respect. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to respect the sha'air, the symbols of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ameen wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.